What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ryan, and this is the Thunder Channel on nootropics. So I want to talk about some tools for the trade and easy ways to make your nootropics, right? It's kind of what I've been doing for many years, but there are some new tools that came on the Amazon market that I want to show you guys that are extremely useful for capsuling your nootropics rather than having to use a capsule maker if you're doing sort of onesies, twosies at a time. And a bunch of other stuff, kind of giving you a look into what I'm doing and how I sort of structure and put together my stacks. In the meantime, for Black Friday and a little previous and after Black Friday, we're just running a special on everything that we have at livecortex.com. So the coupon code is 15. Coupon code is 15, and what it does is it takes 15% off of everything. So you can get the Cortex stack, powerful pre-made stack. I mean, nootropic energy to the moon. Motivation, verbal fluency, mental energy, the drive to want to do the stuff you don't want to do. Cortex stack, 15% off, livecortex.com, coupon code is 15. Nootropics Ground Zero. Look, if you're brand new to nootropics, I created a course for people that are new to not only show you the ropes, but to save you 3 years of your own R&E and getting inconsistent results. Like, I built a framework into that video course. It's sick. If you're new, you have to watch that video course. Get it at livecortex.com. If you're a couple years in but need to ascend to the 6-year mark, Nootropics Masterclass, another nootropics video course created by yours truly. If you're a guy that has to race test, there's really no better time than right now, considering the state of the world, right? Like, you want to bulletproof your health at every check. Having high test is, not only will it quantifiably on the literature make you live longer, but it just makes you feel healthier. It makes you feel stronger as a guy. If you want to go out and tackle what you need to tackle and have everything that comes with high test, get the VTP. Last couple things. Look, if you're a business person, young, middle-aged, older, corporate or entrepreneur, and you either perform well but want to see what the next level is, or you don't perform well. You're running into baseline deficiencies in your energy, in your brain performance, in your memory, in your verbal fluency, in your productivity, and you want to work with a specialist using nootropics and other supplements if we need to fully optimize the chemistry behind your productivity. Work with me either on a 3.5-month basis or a 6-month basis. And by the way, the coupon code 15 takes 15% off of those now too. That's exclusively Black Friday. It's ongoing now, so it's live now. And that'll end after Black Friday. But if you're looking to get a consult, you can do 15% off right now, coupon code 15. Okay. So what I have in front of me is a bunch of nootropics, as you see. I usually kind of keep, I have different places for nootropics, but right now this is just sort of a dining room area table where I make a lot of nootropics. And the stuff that I'm fussing with at the time is kind of what I usually keep around in that area. I have a big table downstairs with like a fan and a refrigerator and stuff where, most of my nootropics are, but the stuff that I'm fussing with kind of tends to stick around here. So I want to show you a couple things. Number one, recently on Amazon, I found this product right here, no affiliation. It's by Labator. Okay, so I'm just going to show you this thing. And it's basically tools that allow you to capsule and make nootropics a lot easier. So I'm going to show you. So go hunt for this. I forget what I searched for, but you can search for the brand name right there on Amazon. And then search the brand name and then capsule filling micro tools. Capsule filling micro tools. So it comes with this, a small little box with a bunch of tools that are useful for making nootropics. Okay, so here's my scale, just a regular run-of-the-mill milligram scale. I'm gonna turn it on. And so let me just show you what comes in this thing and then we'll actually make a live nootropic stack here. One of the best tools that this thing has is this tool right here. Look how small it is. It's just a small little spoon for gathering small quantities of material. That is extremely useful if you have Noopept powder, or if you're dealing with something like PRL 853, or even if you're dealing with something like Fasiracetam, because you're not taking super high doses of these chemicals. So this allows you to get a lot closer to those smaller doses that I typically talk about are really effective in stacks if you're dosing them small and then you're adding synergistic additional components on top of it. So that's one of this here is one of the most effective tools that comes in this little kit. The other one is just sort of a basic spoon, flat level spoon, and this is useful for grabbing larger amounts of powder and then putting them on the scale. So this is Alcar HCl, right? You're just dipping it in, and then you have large amounts of powder. For something like this that you would want to dose in like the 300 to 500 milligrams, this is a lot more useful than the smaller one. And really, I'd like to simplify my life and everything in my life, so I'm really only using the small tool, very small spoon, and then this one. That's really what I'm using. But what also comes in this thing, which is really interesting, is sort of a capsule filler, a capsule press. In typical capsule makers, 00 capsule makers, there's a large press that comes with it, but the machine itself assumes that you're going to be making like 20 stacks at a time of the same thing, which is sort of rarely what you should be doing, and is rarely what people do when making nootropics. Coffee break. I have coffee breaks 16-7. So if you're making individual capsules, you want something like this. And I'm going to show you how this works. You can probably imagine, but I'll just do a live demonstration. So here are my capsules. These are just 00 gelatin capsules. Non-GMO project verified. They're red because I don't know. I just like the color red. And I'm going to turn my scale on here. And I'm going to do a stack of, let's do 300 of Alcar. Okay, so I'm going to use this spoon for the Alcar, weigh out 300. I roughly know what 300 looks like. 279, 292. So I'd want to put a small little pinch on there. Okay, 302. This is another point. So I'm at 302 on this Alcar, and 300 was a goal. Not a huge issue, right? Unless you're dosing PRL or Noopept in low doses, 2 milligrams over is not going to be a huge issue. So let's say we're doing that, and I'm going to put in a couple hundred milligrams of aniracetam. This is a kind of a favorite stack of mine. This is a little heavier powder, so you got to be careful with it. Don't pick up too much powder. Always sort of shoot for picking up less than you think you need, because you don't want to go over. Then separating the powder on the scale to make the dose right is extremely difficult. So I just want 200. That's 170. Okay, 202. Okay. So I'm going to add a small bit of citicoline to this mix. I got 200 of aniracetam, 300 of Alcar, and I'm going to add a small bit of citicoline. My dose is about 50 milligrams for a stack like this. 55. Okay, I'm going to couch it there. So I'm going 55 milligrams. Okay. So here's where these tools come into handy. So taking a capsule, right, opening up both sides, and then you're sort of, I'm trying to make this so that you guys can see, you're sort of just pushing the material into the capsule. Like you can make your singular nootropics like this. You do not need to get a fancy capsule maker. I'm just pushing the two capsules together. And here's where this tool comes in, which is like super simple but highly effective as a tool to push contents down into the capsule. So this capsule would be pretty difficult to fit more material in unless I just simply take this thing and push it in. It's fitted for a 00 capsule. So I just pushed all that material in. And now a good bit of the material is all the way down in the capsule. I don't know if you can see, but it's like all the way down in the capsule now. So now it's a lot easier for me to just go back to these two capsules, the two ends of the capsules, and I can fill that big part again. I'm just pushing the capsules together. I'm sort of sliding the material in there. Now when I get it to that point where it looks like it's full again, I'm going to take this little capsule pusher thing here, capsule compressor, and compress the material in further. And now I have yet more room. A single or a 00 capsule should be able to hold like 700 to 750 milligrams. It depends on the manufacturer, usually somewhere within that range. And I'm below that in this stack, so this should be really easy. Now I'm just taking the last little bit, and I can actually fit the whole last bit into the top part of the capsule, pushing it together, a tad bit of remnant, so I maybe lost a milligram or two on everything that I have, and you know, there's my finished capsule for that stack. I'm going to put that aside and take that stack. Sometimes, and here's another like huge tip, but again, super easy, but something that I do that might be useful. So I went on Amazon and I bought a bunch of small jewelry containers, effectively. They kind of look like Tupperware. They open up like this, and then you put nootropic capsules in there. So if I've got a work-intensive week and the work is cut out for me, so I know exactly what I'm going to be doing on which days, which I sort of like to slot sometimes. Otherwise, if there's no, look, what gets measured gets managed. If there's no format in what you're doing, good luck being productive. So I do stuff like this. So I'll do a Monday stack, a Tuesday stack, a Wednesday stack. Maybe I'll take Thursday off, and then I'll do a Friday stack. And so that I have it all organized by the day, and I know what I'm going to do. I'll have the stack situated. Okay, here's Monday stack. This is a dummy capsule with nothing in it, but for the sake of explaining this to you, here's Tuesday stack, etc. Okay, so I got these two with stacks in them. And then also on Amazon, if you just go and search small labels, you'll find something like this. You'll find something like this. Stickable labels that you can write stuff on, that you can stick to things. So I'm going to take one of these labels, I'm going to put it on my Aniracetam Alcar Cognizin stack right on the top, and I'm just going to write Monday, and then if you want to even get fancier, I do this sometimes and sometimes don't, like it all really depends. But so that you understand exactly what it is you're taking, you would go 200 ANR, 300 Alcar, and I think we did 55 of CDP. So now this is labeled. This is literally like how I formulate my stack. So this will be sitting, usually I do this on Saturday or Sunday for the week. This will be sitting in a place for me to just know, usually around all of my supplements, which is just around the corner from here, sitting on like a big counter, my regular supplements that I might take. So I've got these small little boxes, and I have labeled what I'm going to take during the week. Again, fancy, you can get fancy and put on the top of it what exactly the nootropic stack is. If you're comfortable with trust your own judgment when formulating the stacks, just put Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but you should have an idea of what exactly you're doing. Ultimately, stuff like this, if you really want to get more advanced, you should have sort of a corresponding document with it too. Whether it's a notepad and you write it down or somewhere on the web like a Google document. Google Docs makes it really pretty easy to create tables and then stacks to take throughout the week that are corresponding. So I would have on the table on a Google document, like a spreadsheet table, like an Excel table or something, Monday stack, and then I'd have 200 milligrams Aniracetam, 300 of Alcar, 55 of CDP in like a line order list so that I know exactly what's going on. If I was experimenting with these stacks, which I am not, so I know how these affect me, I would have a results section in the table on the Google document, and in the results section, I would be writing down what my results were. Specifically, verbal fluency, how much of an improvement on a scale of 1 to 10. Memory, how much of an improvement on a scale of 1 to 10. Productive drive, how much of an improvement on a scale of 1 to 10. Motivation, how much of an improvement on the scale of 1 to 10. Writing all of that down. And then if something needed to adjust, that data would give me what I need to adjust the various compounds in the stack. Okay, so I hope that's been useful. Yeah, one of the most important things you can do is go get this thing. Again, this is the brand Labadier. It's a capsule filling micro tools thing. Search that on Amazon and go get this as soon as you can, because it's so easy to use and manipulate powder to get them into capsules. Small spoon, extremely useful for smaller doses of stuff like Faciracetam. Larger spoon for pretty much everything else that you're going to be dosing above 100 milligrams. And then importantly, this capsule filler, right? You don't necessarily have to have a capsule machine, especially if you're like me and you like to make a bunch of different stacks and not the same stack. Capsule machines assume that you're making the same stack and you can make 20 of them. And that's just not how nootropics work. You got to vary between stacks. So this thing is highly effective. If you want to get super advanced, this thing here is a 48 pack of clear, small plastic containers that you can search on Amazon for. And this is what they look like. They're really cool. What do I think that this does, especially stuff like this? This compartmentalizes your nootropic experience so that it isn't something that's like separate from you out there in the brain ether. able to be confused about. It's very, very structured, right? You know what you're taking. You even have the days down. They're already set up for the week. This is the kind of stuff that we do for consulting clients, or that we have them do. And this is ultimately what I suggest that you do when formulating nootropics. So thank you so much for watching. Oh yeah, so if you want to get super fancy, get these things and get some labels to start labeling your stuff. Ultimately, in the end, the more you put into the management of your nootropic stack dynamic, whether formulation or administration and results, the more you get structured about that, the better results you get ultimately in the end. And it sort of seems daunting for folks, but in the end, if you don't want lack of consistency in stacks, you're gonna have to be doing stuff like this. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope it's been fun. Much more content to come soon. Podcasts, I think 137 launched on the YouTube channel, but it'll be launched on the iTunes podcast later on today, so check that out. So much more content to come soon. A special secret project that will benefit the entirety of the nootropics community, launching soon. Keep you guys posted on that, somewhat far out. In the meantime, 15% off everything at livecortex.com. That is the Cortex stack. Go get Cortex, livecortex.com. Very powerful pre-made stack. Look, if you just want motivation, mental energy, the will to do work, verbal fluency in a capsule, take Cortex. 15% off, coupon code 15, nootropics ground zero. If you're new to nootropics, you got to get that video course. It will teach you a lot and save you a lot of time. Masterclass, if you're a couple years in and want to ascend to the 6-year mark. VTP for guys trying to raise tests. And then lastly, yeah, if you want to work with me on a capacity where a lot of this is done for you, but most importantly, we target brain states that are tailored toward what you have to do in business and in life. Whether you're someone who needs to optimize brain performance or see what the next level is, or you've just come off a pharmaceutical stimulant and you cannot function like you used to. I mean, those are, I wouldn't say like a large portion, but a good bit of some of our longer term clients. They've come off of pharmaceutical stimulants, dopamine stimulants, and they just cannot function. We repair the chemistry and then get you on regimens that put you in the same place but without the side effects. I mean, think of that. 3.5 months or 6 months, livecortex.com. And right now, and until just after Black Friday, those are 15% off too. Just use the coupon code 15 and it will actually apply to the consults. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Talk to you next time.